It is an hour before dawn in Pompeii, on an autumn morning in the 709th year of the city of Rome, the year you know as 79. In the dark, the cups on your shelf chatter against one another, briefly, like teeth. Then they stop. Nobody in the street wakes. The ground has grumbled for days now. Little shudders, a cracked cistern, a neighbour's wall out of true, and Campania shrugs, because Campania always shrugs. 17 years ago, the earth here broke half the town, and the town rebuilt, bigger and brighter than before. You are Fortunata. You keep a food counter on the busiest street in the city. And this morning, you do not know it, and no one will tell you, this morning is the last one. You wake above the shop, on the mezzanine where the warm air gathers. Down the ladder in the dark, and the first task is the same as every morning of your life. Fire. Coals raked, breathed on, fed, under the great counter with its jars sunk into the stone, painted the colours of a garden. Chickpeas and lentils go on to simmer. Spiced wine stands ready to warm. You were born a slave in this house. You minded this counter for another woman's profit for 20 years, and when your mistress died, her will made you free, and the counter made you a living. Your name is over the door now, well, painted beside it. You are 38 years old, a freedwoman of Pompeii, and every copper coin that crosses this stone crosses it to you. First light, and you take the jugs to the corner fountain, and the fountain has stopped. A dribble, then drips, then nothing. The queue grumbles. The water has been failing all week, somewhere up the line, and the aqueduct men have not come. A neighbour makes the joke everyone has been making. The gods are thirsty this month. Everyone laughs, more or less. You fill your jugs from the cistern instead, the one with the crack that was new last Tuesday. Small wrongnesses, each with its own boring explanation. A city is very good at explaining itself to itself. You carry the water home, and the morning comes up gold over the roofs, and the mountain to the northwest stands where it has always stood, green to the shoulders, quiet as furniture. By mid-morning, the street is a river, and your counter is a ford. Labourers on their way to the fuller's, a magistrate's slave buying breakfast for 6. Sailors up from the port with harbour gossip and terrible Latin. Hot food over the counter, coins back across it. You keep the tally in your head the way some men keep verses. On the walls outside, the election notices are fresh. Vote for this man. All the fruit sellers support him. The city is loud, fed, quarrelsome, alive. Somewhere behind you, the ground gives one small shiver. The cups chatter. A bowl walks to the edge of the shelf, and your hand puts it back without your mind attending. 17 years of little shudders teaches a hand to do that. Midday coming on, you leave the boy to mind the counter and do the rounds. The baker's first, where the loaves come out stamped and steaming. Bread is the one thing you will not cook yourself. Then the macellum for tomorrow's chickpeas. Awnings, figs, argument. A dog asleep in the one patch of shade, like the true owner of the city. Over the rooftops, when you happen to look, the mountain is wearing a thin grey feather of smoke. Someone says it has done that before. Someone always says that. You buy your chickpeas, you argue over the figs and win. It is an ordinary market noon in the ordinary world, and it has perhaps 1 hour left to run. It comes as a sound first, a crack like the sky tearing along a seam, and then every bird in Pompeii is in the air at once. The street stops. Every face turns northwest. Out of the mountain's top, a column is climbing, straight up, impossibly fast, grey-brown and boiling at the edges. A man who saw it from across the bay would write later that it looked like a great pine tree, a trunk of it, miles high, spreading into branches. You watch it stand up over your city, taller than anything you have ever seen, and the first ash begins to come down. Softly, almost gently, like grey snow that has forgotten to be cold. It settles on the awnings, on the counter, in the wine. And still, this is the part to understand, still no one runs. Not yet. The street divides, the way streets do. Some go indoors to wait it out, because ash is only ash, and roofs are roofs. Some pack carts. Some pray at the corner shrine, quickly. You stand at your counter while the daylight goes strange and brown, and you do the sums. The stew half sold, the shutters sound, the mountain, surely, a day's inconvenience, like the tremors and the fountain. Then a stone the size of a fist drops out of the sky 2 streets over, and the sums change. You bank the fire. You stack the bowls. You wipe the counter, because your hands will not leave it dirty, even now. You take the cash box and the little bronze tablet that says you are free, and you pull the shutter and lock it. You will open late tomorrow, you think. That is what you think. The crowd in the street has become one animal, moving toward the sea gate, and you move with it. Ash to the ankles now, the day gone, the color of a bruise. The sun, a pale coin you can look at directly. Stones fall somewhere behind, and the sound of them is wrong, and nobody talks anymore. You hold the box under one arm and the tablet against your chest, and you walk. Past the fountain, still dry, past the walls with their painted elections for a month that is not going to come. Through the gate, with hundreds of others, out onto the road, toward the water, into the grey. And there, walking, head down, one among many, you go out of history. The ash comes down behind you like a curtain. 17 centuries later, the diggers came. They found the street. They found the shop. They found the counter with its painted garden and its jars still sunk in the stone, and in one of them a scatter of coins. The morning's take, never counted. Bread was found in an oven across town, still stamped with the baker's name, 1700 years stale. The city keeps its last ordinary morning the way no other place on earth keeps anything. Whether Fortunata reached the boats, the ash never said. No name, no ending, only the counter, the jars, the coins, and the morning, exactly where she left it. It is an autumn day in Pompeii, in the year 79. The fires are lit, the street is loud, the mountain is quiet as furniture, and the whole world is still ordinary. for one more hour.